-8 order in October 2013. The overall demand for the 747-8 turned out to be below Boeing's initial projections as well, which led to several reductions in production rate. Production was initially decreased from 2 to 1.75 aircraft per month in April 2013 and then reduced further to 1.5 aircraft per month in October 2013. On the 25th of June 2015, the Wall Street Journal reported that the order backlog was down to 32 and Boeing had decided to reduce production to 1 aircraft per month in 2016. In January 2016, Boeing confirmed that it was reducing 747-8 production to 0.5 per month beginning in September 2016, incurring a $569 million post-tax charge against its fourth quarter 2015 profits. The chief reason given was that the recovery of the air cargo market had stalled, resulting in slowed demand for the 747 freighter. Boeing cited the 747-8F as the main driver behind potential future 747-8 orders. To help reduce production costs in the meantime and maintain the 747 production line's viability, the company plans to integrate the 747 and 767 production lines more closely with each other. Boeing expected the cargo market to improve by mid-2019 and were planning to increase the 747's production rate back to 1/month from then on. However, in July 2016, this production rate increase was cancelled, i.e. 747 production remained at 0.5 per month. At the same time, the company announced another after-tax charge of $814 million, reflecting a lower estimation of airframes to be produced and revenue realized. In an SEC filing submitted at the same time, Boeing stated that if it was unable to obtain sufficient orders and forward/or market production and other risks cannot be mitigated, it is reasonably possible that we could decide to end production of the 747. The Boeing 747-8I was intended to fill a niche between the Airbus A380 and the Boeing 777-300. The future for the 747-8 passenger version appears limited. Airlines bought the original 747 primarily for its range, not its capacity. The advent of long-range twin-engine jets, notably Boeing's own 777, took away the 747's range advantage. Compared to the 747-8I, the upcoming 777-9X mini-jumbo jet is projected to have a lower fuel cost per seat mile and greater cargo capacity, though it has a lower passenger capacity and higher list price. Consequently, the 777-9X has totaled more orders than the 747-8I due to airlines placing a high value on fuel efficiency. For operators that require high capacity on routes, such as Emirates Airlines, most have preferred the Airbus A380 as it is an all-new design, while the 747-8's lineage is 40 years old, although some have criticized the A380's looks and complimented the 747-8's appearance. Analysts do not see bright prospects for very large aircraft, those with more than 400 seats, whose orders have slowed in the mid-2010s, since there are wide-body twin jets with similar range and greater fuel efficiency, giving airlines more flexibility at a lower upfront cost. Volga-Dnepr Airlines signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, with Boeing for the purchase of 20 more 747-8Fs at the 2015 Paris Air Show. This acquisition was finalized at the 2016 Farnborough Air Show. On the 27th of October, 2016, UPS Airlines announced an order for 14 747-8Fs with options for an additional 14. The 14 options were then converted to official orders on the 1st of February 2018. Deliveries are scheduled from 2017 through 2022. On the 7th of September 2017, it was reported that Turkish Airlines is in negotiations with Boeing for purchasing 8 747-8s to strengthen its wide-body fleet. In 2019, list price unit cost of a 747-8i was $418.4M and a 747-8F $419.2M. By early 2019, the backlog and production rates were sufficient to sustain production until late 2022. End of production, edit. On the 2nd of July 2020, media reports stated that Boeing intended to end 747 production in 2022 after the 16 outstanding orders had been built and delivered. The demand for four-engine airliners had been flat for several years, with most orders going to the freighter version. On the 12th of January 2021, Atlas Air ordered 4 additional 747-8Fs. These were to be the final 4 747-8s built. The last aircraft built, a 747-8F freighter for Atlas Air, rolled off the production line #1574, 1,574TH747 built, on the 6th of December 2022, and was delivered on the 31st of January 2023. Design, edit. The 747-8 is a development of the Boeing 747 that takes advantage of improvements in technology and aerodynamics. The two 747-8 variants feature a fuselage stretch of 18.3 feet, 5.6 m, over the 747-400, bringing the total length to 250 feet 2 in, 76.25 m. The 747-8 is the world's longest currently operational passenger airliner, surpassing the Airbus A340-600 by 3.1 feet, 0.95 m. With a maximum takeoff weight of 975,000 pounds, 442 t, the 747-8 is the heaviest aircraft, commercial or military, manufactured in the U.S. Compared to the preceding 747-400, the wing design was overhauled. The sweep and basic structure were retained, avoiding additional costs, but the revised airfoil is thicker and deeper. The new wing features single-slotted outboard flaps and double-slotted inboard flaps. The wing's trailing edge and rake tip are made of carbon fiber composites. The increased wingspan makes the 747-8 a Category F size airplane rather than Category E size, similar to the Airbus A380. Raked wingtips, similar to the ones used on the 777-200LR, 777-300ER, and 787 aircraft, are used on the 747-8 instead of winglets used on the 747-400. These wingtip structures help reduce the wingtip vortices at the lateral edges of the wings, decreasing wake turbulence and drag and thereby improving fuel efficiency. Another effort to increase efficiency, through weight savings, was the introduction of fly-by-wire technology for the majority of the lateral controls. The wing of the passenger version holds 64,225 US gal, 243 m, of jet fuel, and that of the cargo aircraft 60,925 US gal, 231 m. compared to the 747-400 and an intermediate 747 advanced concept. The extra fuel capacity in the redesigned wing allowed Boeing to avoid adding costly new tanks to the horizontal tail. The 747-8's vertical tail unit is largely unchanged, with a height of 63 feet 6 in, 19.35 m. The General Electric GX is the only engine available for the 747-8. Unlike the GX introduced on the 787, the 747 engine variant provides bleed air and features a smaller diameter to fit on the 747 wing. Variants, edit. 747-8 freighter, edit. The 747-400 and earlier versions had proven to be a very popular freighter, carrying around half of the world's air freight. To maintain this position, Boeing designed a freight variant of the 747-8, named the 747-8 freighter or 747-8F. The company launched the freighter version on the 14th of November, 2005. The 747-8F is the initial model to enter service. As on the 747-400F, the upper deck is shorter than passenger models, the 18-foot 3 plus 1/2-inch, 5.575 m, stretches just before and just aft of the wing. The 747-8 freighter was designed with a 975,000-pound, 442 t, maximum takeoff weight with a payload capability of 308,000 pound, 140 t, and a range of 4,319 mi, 8,130 kilometers, 5,050 mi. 4 extra pallet spaces were created on the main deck, with either 2 extra containers and 2 extra pallets, or 3 extra pallets, on the lower deck. The 747-8F is expected to have a 16% lower ton-mile operating cost than the 747-400F and offer a slightly greater range. Cargolux and Nippon Cargo Airlines were the first customers for the 747-8, placing orders for the freighter variant in November 2005. The firm configuration of the aircraft was finalized in October 2006. Major assembly of the aircraft began on the 8th of August 2008, and the aircraft first left Boeing Everett factory on the 12th of November 2009. The first aircraft was delivered on the 12th of October 2011 to Cargolux. At its 6-month service mark, Boeing announced that initial 747-8F operators had achieved a 1% reduction in fuel burn over projections. In June 2015, Boeing predicted new orders for the 747-8F based on its projections of a 4.7% annual increase in air cargo demand. 747-8 Intercontinental, edit. The passenger version, named 747-8 Intercontinental or 747-8I, was formally launched on the 14th of November 2005 by Boeing. It can carry up to 467 passengers in a typical 3-class configuration over a range of 8,000 mi, 15,000 kilometers, 9,200 mi, at Mach 0.855. The 747-8I can carry 51 more passengers and 2 more freight pallets with 26% more cargo volume than the 747-400. Initial plans were for a shorter stretch of 140 in, 3.6 m, compared to 220 in, 5.6 m, on the freighter model. but the two variants were eventually offered with the same length to increase passenger capacity, while decreasing range. British Airways supported this change, while Emirates was disappointed as only the shorter concept would have allowed them to fill all seats when flying long non-stop routes like Dubai to Los Angeles. The GX engine and redesigned wing are more efficient. Boeing stated that compared to the 747-400, the Dash 8i was to be 16% more fuel efficient, have 13% lower seat mile costs with nearly the same cost per trip, and have a 30% smaller noise footprint area. Boeing stated that the 747-8i was the world's fastest commercial jet. For the 747-8, Boeing proposed some changes to the interior layout of the aircraft. The Dash 8i's upper deck is lengthened compared to the 747-400. Most noticeable are the curved stairway to the upper deck and a more spacious main passenger entrance. The 747-8's main cabin uses an interior similar to that of the 787. Overhead bins are curved, and the center row is designed to look as though it is attached to the curved ceiling, rather than integrated into the ceiling's curve like on the 777. The windows are also of similar size to the type used on the 777, which are 8% larger than those on the current 747-400s. The 747-8 features a new solid-state light-emitting diode, LED, lighting system, which can create mood lighting. During the initial 747-8 marketing phase, Boeing also proposed creating a revenue-generating skyloft passenger facility in the crown space above the cabin. This facility would include sky suites, small individual compartments with sliding doors or curtains, featuring beds, seating, and entertainment or business equipment. A common lounge area could also be provided. Boeing also proposed smaller, more modest sky bunks. Access to the crown area would be via a separate stairway at the rear of the aircraft. Passengers using the sky suites, sold at a premium price, would sit in regular economy class seats for takeoff and landing, and move to the crown area during flight. However, pricing feasibility studies found the skyloft concept difficult to justify. In 2007, Boeing dropped the skyloft concept in favor of upper-deck galley storage options, which were favored by the airlines. Outfitting the crown space for sleeping remains an option on VIP aircraft, and the first 747-8 BBJ with aeroloft was produced in 2012. The first order for the 747-8 Intercontinental was placed by an undisclosed VIP customer in May 2006. Lufthansa became the first airline to order the 747-8 Intercontinental on the 6th of December 2006. In December 2009, Korean Air announced the order of 5 747-8s. Boeing stated firm configuration for the 8 was reached in November 2007. Major assembly of the first 747-8 Intercontinental began on the 8th of May 2010. Assembly of first 747-8I was completed in February 2011, before being unveiled at a rollout ceremony in Everett, Washington, on the 13th of February 2011. At the time, deliveries were planned to begin in late 2011. Following gauntlet ground testing, the 747-8 Intercontinental's first flight occurred on the 20th of March 2011, from Payne Field in Everett, Washington. The second 747-8I first flew the following month. After the flight test program, the 747-8I was FAA certified on the 14th of December 2011. At that time, 8I deliveries were planned to begin in early 2012. During development testing, aeroelastic flutter was observed during a test that measured how the aircraft performed if its wing-to-strut join fitting fails. At the same time, the fuel tanks in the horizontal stabilizer were filled at over 15% of their capacity. To meet FAA regulations, Boeing reported in January 2012 that the 747-8's fuel tanks in the horizontal stabilizers would be closed off to prevent their use until the flutter condition can be resolved. This reduced range by 559-30 km, 300-500 mi, 345-80 mi. On the 18th of December 2013, Boeing announced that a series of new performance packages will allow for the reactivation of the tail fuel tanks by early 2014. Earlier 747-8s can also be retrofitted with them. The first 747-8 Intercontinental was delivered to a VIP customer on the 28th of February 2012. It was to be outfitted with a VIP interior before beginning service in 2014. The first 747-8I was delivered in May and began commercial service on the 1st of June 2012 with Lufthansa. U.S. Presidential Aircraft, edit. See also, Boeing VC-25 VC-25B. In 2007, the United States Air Force was seeking to upgrade Air Force One by replacing the VC-25-02 heavily modified Boeing 747-200BS acquired in the late 1980s. In 2009, Boeing was reported to be exploring a 747-8 proposal, along with a Boeing 787 Dreamliner variant. In January 2015, the Air Force announced the selection of the 747-8 to replace the aging VC-25 for presidential transport. U.S. Air Force Secretary Deborah Lee James said, "The Boeing 747-8 is the only aircraft manufactured in the United States that, when fully missionized, meets the necessary capabilities established to execute the presidential support mission." In July 2016, Boeing received a second contract for pre-engineering and manufacturing development, EMD, risk reduction to address system specification, the environmental control system, the aircraft interior, the electrical and power system and sustainment and maintenance approaches. On the 1st of August 2017, Defense One reported that to pay less for the replacement program, the U.S. Air Force purchased two undelivered 747-8s ordered by a bankrupt Russian firm, Transaero. The aircraft had been stored in the Mojave Desert to prevent corrosion. Boeing and the Air Force will retrofit these aircraft with telecommunications and advanced security equipment for the required security level needed by presidential aircraft. On the 27th of February 2018, the White House announced a fixed-price contract worth $3.9 billion, $4.66 billion in 2023, for the development of two new 747-8I-based VC-25B aircraft to replace the aging VC-25A aircraft. In March 2020, modifications started at Boeing's San Antonio, Texas facility, including lower lobe doors and internal air stairs, to be delivered by December 2024. Survivable Airborne Operations Center, edit. See also, Survivable Airborne Operations Center. In April 2024, Sierra Nevada Corporation was awarded a contract to develop and build the Survivable Airborne Operations Center, SAC, aircraft to replace the Boeing E-4 Naok. 5 747-8s were purchased from Korean Air for conversion, with the contract calling for 9 in total. Operators, edit. Further information, List of Boeing 747 operators. In July 2018, there were 110 Boeing 747-8 aircraft in airline service with Lufthansa, 19, Korean Air, 17, Cargolux, 14, Cathay Pacific Cargo, 14, Airbridge Cargo Airlines, 11, UPS Airlines, 7, Polar Air Cargo, 7, Air China, 7, Silkway West Airlines, 5, Atlas Air, 3, Qatar Airways Cargo, 2, Nippon Cargo Airlines, 1, and Cargo Logic Air, 1. Previous operators include Global Supply Systems, a contractor of British Airways, as well as Saudi Air Cargo. Boeing 747-8I aircraft in special VIP configuration for state leaders have also been ordered. The Qatar Amiri flight received 3 VIP Boeing 747-8s. The state of Kuwait received 1 VIP 747-8 in 2012. The Royal Flight of Oman received 1 VIP 747-8 in 2012. The Brunei government received a VIP 747-8I in 2016. The Morocco government received 1 VIP 747-8I in 2017. Worldwide Aircraft Holding operated 1 VIP 747-8 that was sold to the government of Turkey. 1 VIP 747-8I was received by the government of Saudi Arabia, and is used by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. On the 10th of September, 2021, it was announced that the Egyptian government had acquired a 747-8I for use as a VIP transport aircraft. The airframe, which had originally been manufactured for Lufthansa as Diaby, had not been accepted by the airline and spent several years in storage in the Mojave Desert as N828BA before being re-registered as SUIGY. The final 747, a 747-8F destined for Atlas Air, was rolled out on the 6th of December, 2022, marking the end to over 50 years of 747 production. Orders and deliveries, edit. Boeing 747-8 orders and deliveries by year. 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 total. Orders 18 41 22 5157 17 22 18 minus 2 18 minus 111 155. Deliveries 747-8I 12 5 10 11 3 6 1 48. 747-8F 9 20 19 9 7 6 8 6 7 5 6 4 1 107. Total 9 32 24 19 18 9 14 6 7 5 7 4 1 155. Boeing 747-8 firm orders and deliveries. Date of initial order customer 747-8I. Orders 747-8F. Orders delivered. The 15th of November, 2005 Cargolux 1414. The 15th of November, 2005 Nippon Cargo Airlines 88. The 30th of May, 2006 Business Jet /VIP 88. The 11th of September, 2006 Atlas Air 1414. The 30th of November, 2006 Volga-Dnepr Airlines 66. The 6th of December, 2006 Lufthansa 1919. The 8th of November, 2007 Cathay Pacific 1414. The 7th of December, 2009 Korean Air 10717. The 11th of September, 2012 Air China 77. The 27th of November, 2012 Unidentified Customer, S224. The 9th of July, 2013 Silkway West Airlines 55. The 10th of October, 2014 Airbridge Cargo 77. The 27th of October, 2016 UPS Airlines 2828. The 31st of August, 2017 U.S. Air Force, Boeing VC-25B Air Force 1, 22.